What's up, guys? Welcome back. Gonna be doing a quick little video today. Somebody that follows the channel, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff, he recommended that I do a beginner's video with lures and what works, what doesn't. So I'm just gonna go through a few lures here that have worked for me in the past and are very simple to use, very simple to I guess navigate or maneuver in the water, and we'll just go from there. Before I get started, if you follow my social media, you guys have been seeing it a lot. I'm going to keep hammering it because it's an awesome opportunity for me and the other individual. And I'm going to say that this video is sponsored by BOGO Baits. So go to bogobaits.com, type in ES20 for a 20% discount on any and everything in that shop, in that store. And when you do, be sure to enter into the free boat giveaway that BOGO Baits is giving away starting in July. Completely free. Go on his Instagram, follow the rules. If you buy anything off of the site, you get 20 entries. And all you gotta do is tag people, so 20 tags on Instagram. And again, it ends in July, so you got time, but why not enter into a free boat giveaway? And then also, my giveaway. Go on my social media, follow all my social media, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I'm giving away a bag, a rod, 3 lures, and that ends on January 1st. So same thing, follow all that, tag 5 people, and that gets you in. So without further ado, we're going to start this video. So what are we going to talk about first? So the individual that recommended this video is just getting into bass fishing. Wasn't sure what works, what doesn't work. So he said, you should do this. I said, all right, cool. Thanks for the suggestion. I'm going to go ahead and do it. So, for me, when I first started, it was all about worms. I don't know. I was just catching them off worms. I was Texas rigging them. I was using Ned rig. And that was really just about it, right? I didn't know about the drop shot. I didn't know about the wacky, which the wacky's like all reliable. And then obviously I got into more stuff with jigs and crankbaits and spinner baits and so on and so forth. So this video strictly is going to be very easy, simple baits. So we're going to go over swim baits, drop shot, Texas rig, wacky rig, and then some jigs, mainly flipping jigs, right? And that's it. So, real quick, we're going to get into this. So, I'm actually going to be using the Jersey rig from BOGO Baits, and it is a green with a watermelon, or green watermelon with red flake in there. I'm going to use that to demonstrate some stuff. So, Texas rig, right? So this is, I want to say it's a 4-inch. I want to say it's a 4-inch Senko-like, right? So this stick bait right here, plenty of ways to use it. Exactly like I'm using with my hand here. Picture my hand being the hook. This is a wacky rig right here, okay? And then what a lot of people like to do is they like to stick a nail weight, which I should have. If I can find it right here, I have a whole bunch. Nothing more than little nail weight right there, and that you'll take the top part and you'll stick that guy in here until it disappears. And then what that does is that allows this thing to sink down slower, and then when you move it, it's got a little bit more of an action to it. Or you don't put that in, you just have it straight like this, and you put it on a hook. And I like to use the weedless hooks. You don't have to, it's not necessary. Also, some people with this wacky rig, they'll put an O-ring around this, and then they'll put the hook through. Google has very good pictures. I'm just going to demonstrate like this. So you get the hook, and I like to ahead of time do what I was just doing. I like to find the middle of it. So I put my finger, and that's usually where the hook's going to go through. So you just literally put it through the middle, have it come out the other end. Middle is of the other end preferably, right? Or if you're using the O-ring, you just have it go underneath and through the O-ring. Whoa! Look at that, it's awesome, it just fell. It fell so fast. No, so anyways, that's the wacky rig right there. So you just, imagine you have this rigged up in your rod and you twitch it. This is the kind of action that you'll be giving it. Not as fast, but this is the kind of action. So that is a wacky rig right there. Okay, so next I'm going to show you the Texas rig with the same bait. Texas rig is nothing more than something that you can work on the bottom, something you can drag. It's fairly simple to use. So I'm going to use a red hook, offset hook, right here, offset hook, right? Let me get a little closer so you guys see exactly what I'm going to be doing. So anyways, same concept like the nail weight with the wacky rig. You got a top and a bottom. Pointy spot is that's the bottom, that's the top. Take your hook, take your stick bait, put the hook through, feeds it through till it gets to the top like that, right? Now you're gonna work the bait. You're not even gonna turn it, you're just gonna let it do its thing. You're gonna work the bait up, and then it naturally comes out, right? And it's in the center of that bait right now. And all you're gonna do is keep working it all the way up. You're gonna see I just flipped it around. Now I'm gonna keep working it to where it's offset there. Now imagine my line is right here. This thing's gonna want to turn and then rest on that offset. And then naturally, my line is already going through, and you want this thing to be straight on the hook. So you have it basically like that. The eye of the hook has to be hidden. And then now you hide the hook end or the point end. And then it's nice and straight on the hook. It's also weedless. Now, if you don't want it to be weedless, you can undo it. And all you gotta do you can have the hook end, the point end, protruding out just a little bit. You see right there shining? Just a hair. It's still straight and it's pointing out just a hair. And that is a Texas rig. Now, that's a weightless Texas rig. Now, a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll have this rigged up, and then before you do all that, you put a weight on here. You put I don't know, a bullet weight, 1/8 ounce, 16th, whatever you're going for, whatever kind of weight you're looking for. And then literally, see how I balance it. Oh, I'm good. Look at that. I'm good. That's what it'll literally look like. With the line, with the stopper, and then that's how you get it down faster, and you could flip it around, and you could drag it, let it hop, and that's a Texas rig. Weightless. Let's see if I can do it again. Nope, you can't do it again. With the weight on top. So that's the weight. That's the Texas rig style right there. So now I want to say that's it for this guy. I'll put him back in. We're gonna go into the drop shot. The drop shot. So anyways, I'm actually going to put a weight on this guy real fast. So, getting closer here for you. The drop shot is nothing more than, I use a weedless hook, right? But it's nothing more than a bait that you want to be floating a certain point in the water column for the fish to see. And it's going to be horizontal, perfectly horizontal, when it's in the water. But the only way to keep it there is with a weight at the bottom at some point. So it's great for kayaks. It's great for many applications. I like using it now all the time since I discovered it. I've caught some fish on it, pretty good sizes. So anyways, it's nothing more than a long line. You find the middle, you find your hook, you tie it on, and then at the opposite end, there's a weight. And the last time I used it, the weight came off, so I'm going to put a new one on. Now, with the weight, here's another benefit to the drop shot. You don't tie the weight on. The drop shot is meant to, or the weight for the drop shot is meant to break off. So that way you don't lose the entire rig, you just lose the weight. The weights can be expensive depending on which ones you have. I have a cylinder tungsten weight here, and all you do with these specifically, you just feed it through the eye of the weight, and it's got a little pinch at the top. You grab both ends, if you can see that, right, like that. Then you just pull down on it real good. Grab it quick. And you want that thing to get snug in there. And then now, since it's not tied on, if it gets hung up on anything on this guy, this will come off and you'll still have the rest of your rig. So anywho, picture this the bottom, my hand's the bottom, this rests like this. Now obviously we're not in water, but this swim bait would now be horizontal. And that's where it would stay. And then as you're reeling it in, the weight's dragging at the bottom, and this thing is nice and horizontal. And you could hop this, you could drag it, you could do whatever you want with it. But that's that. So that's the drop shot. Doesn't have to be a swim bait. Does it need to be a swim bait? No, it could be anything else. It could be, this is made by Googan. This is a, I forget what this is called. This is brand new. I want to say it's meant for the drop shot. Where are my beats at? Oh, they're all hidden. I'm going to call it the Drag and Drop, and this is called Natural by Googan. Multiple companies have them out there. Berkley has the Power Bait Max Scent, Flatworm, D-Worm, what's one of them? What's another one? I'm drawing a blank, but there's a ton of them. Meant for drop shots, different colors and styles and all that. So this is one of them. It's small, it's got a little tail to it, they're scented, so do your research. There's a bunch out there, but that's one. Swim bait's another. That's pretty much for the drop shot. Okay, so now moving on away from that, put that over there. Let's get into jigs. So some jigs can be a little tricky. They could get hung up a lot, but in the summer, under mats, flipping grass, it's great. So I have a plethora of them. So I'm just gonna pick out, I'll pick out this one. Why not? So this one specifically that I just picked out is a 1/2 ounce jig. And I want to say this is a Googan jig. And I have a trailer on it, and this is a Googan Bandito bug, and it's the Alabama crawl, I want to say. I want to say it is. So it's got a little bit of green there in the body. You turn it around, it's all orangey, sandy-like, I guess you can call it. And then there's the skirt. It's got green with a little bit of like a brown. And then it's got the weedless guard there. And then the head, 1/2 ounce, right? You can get them small, you can get them larger in weight. Typically, I've heard very different ideas or opinions on these. They say match the jig. Some people say do something crazy, do something completely different. Trying to see if I have something set up like that. Maybe this guy. Yeah, this guy. So this one's completely different, right? So this is another type of jig, and I have a Reaction Innovations beaver on it, and it's blue, purple with blue flake, and it's got the same colors as the other one. It's like a green brown. And I've actually caught a 3-2 on this one, right? It was different, completely different. So you have your options, okay? And you have your preferences. So give it a shot, try, see what works. This one matches, the other one was different. So depending on where you're fishing, you gotta go in there and you gotta test out, you know, the waters and see what works. So quick recap, because this video's getting a little lengthy now and I don't wanna, you know, bore you guys, but this is very good tips, right? So Texas rig, weightless or with a weight on it, right? Offset hook, use a stick worm. Doesn't have to be a stick worm, it could be anything. It could be a crawl, you could just figure it out. They don't work as well, but you could try it, okay? So that's the Texas rig. Wacky rig, weedless wacky hook. Mess around with the sizes of the hooks, have it go through the center, find the middle. You could even do a wacky rig on a drop shot. I've done that too. People are like, oh my god, that's 2 different ways. Like, that's crazy. I'm like, it caught me something. It worked. So again, you got to try out where you're going and see what they want, see what they like. Or you can go with a weighted wacky rig, no drop shot, right? You put a nail weight into the bait, into the stick bait, have that thing fall down faster, more sensitive, more pop to it. Or you just go weightless on that one and just stick it on the hook and go. That typically is the go-to, at least the beginning, right? No nail weight. Then we touched on the Texas rig, the drop shot, the wacky rig, so the drop shot, right? So we just did that. Showed you guys how to pretty much tie that up. The biggest thing with that I've had issues with is tying the hook and making sure that it's going to be horizontal in the water. So when you test it out and you don't have a bait on there, just have the weight down here, have your loop or your other line, top of line here, and just stretch it. And that hook should be pretty much horizontal to where you could imagine and see a bait on it side by side. And that's really it. Obviously the jigs we just did, we just touched on that. Those are really good. You can get some really big fish with those, especially in the summer when they're underneath the mats. Like I mentioned, they're trying to cool off. You know, they're trying to hide, or even at any time of the year, you know, they like to ambush from there, especially if there's grass, mats, things of that nature. They like to ambush from in there. So you're throwing in there and you're flipping it off the bottom. That's the biggest thing you want to flip. So you want to feel it off the bottom, give it some time, flip again, give it some time, reel it up, throw it, keep working the bottom, and eventually you'll get a strike. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Again, enter into the BOGO Baits giveaway, enter into my giveaway, and win yourself some free stuff, win yourself a free boat. And now you need equipment. I'm doing the giveaway, equipment, boat giveaway. Yeah. So as always, thank you for the support. Thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for watching these videos. It's much appreciated. comment, let me know what you guys think. If there's anything specific that you want me to touch on, like the one follower had, let me know, and I'll go ahead and do it if I can. He hit me up this morning. Here I am doing it. So if you guys got any questions, comments, let me know. All right. Take care. Have a safe holiday season if I don't get to individually talk to you or see you guys again. And yeah, happy holidays. All right. Take care.